Hello guys, it's Will here, and today I have a video sort of updating my current beliefs, philosophies, whatever you want to call it, on how to navigate life and what we are, what we're doing, and how to do it well. Don't really know how to quantify exactly what it is I'm trying to say, but ultimately, as I go through life, I'm looking for a way to optimize my experience. I am aware that I only get one life. In this world there is death, so everything that I do in this moment is imperative. I only get to experience this experience one time, so I want to not overthink how can I get the most experience, and while I'm overthinking how to get the best experience, the experience slips away. Just how can I best utilize my being alive? So I've looked into a lot of books, things like religion, Bible, other philosophies and things like that, and I'm slowly over time developing an understanding of how to do that, so I could hypothetically one day explain it to other people and maybe help them if they need some answers. So today I really wanted to talk about this idea that I have that I'm sure is already written by somebody else out there that they've thought of this, but I just wanted to share a thought that has occurred in my brain, which is to remove self and stick to the principles. So that is the main thing right there. Remove self and stick to the principles. So as we can, well, not everyone agrees, but some people, even in science, even Albert Einstein would say that there is an intelligent life form behind all that is the universe. If we look at what we are and the fact that we are by design. I have a mind that is intricate, it has an intricate design. I have eyes, I have a body, everything that works together in my body, how time, space, dimension, mass, movement, force, all those things, how they all combine together and work perfectly to make this experience, shows some sort of design, shows some sort of intelligent thought to this experience. So whether you believe it's Allah or God or Jehovah, it doesn't matter. What matters is that there is, with beyond a reasonable doubt, an intelligent life force that is to be thanked, or that is capable, or the reason to why we exist. That to have a consciousness, which we have, I am conscious, I am speaking, there must be a conscience. So first. So life didn't happen by random. Really don't believe that we evolved from monkeys, but if we did, that's cool. Either way, there is intelligent life form behind our intelligence, and how everything goes together. I personally believe that, like the Bible says, I really believe a lot of the things the Bible says, and I think that the Bible and religion is just a way to explain to man or people how it sort of works in a way that man can comprehend, sort of using symbolism and things like that, is how that all works. So to stay on topic, which I am terrible at doing, remove self and stick to the principles. So in the beginning of the Bible, in Genesis, God describes how he makes man, and in the beginning, before Eve ate the apple, the way that it's described, I mean, I could use the exact words, but the way that I would summarize it, and this is all theory, just so you know, just my opinions on things, is that before Eve ate the apple and shared it with Adam, they had no ability to have a self. Now, in the book, the Tao Te Ching, which is an old Eastern religion based off the Tao, which comes from over 2,000 years ago, there is an explanation of the uncarved block. So I believe that the uncarved block, in the way that Adam and Eve were before they ate the apple, is very similar. There was no sense of self. So what is self? Now that is a thing that I'm still slowly understanding over time as I think about this day out from time to time, which is self is everything that I think is me. I like blue, I like brown, I like cars. I like the smell of roses. I like, I am, I want, all these I things. So if I can remove those I's, those things, I have less things that will ping off of me to cause an emotion, to elicit a reaction, to get into my heart. Now, why would we want to remove self, to revert back to our original design as God or the intelligent life form that created us intended? Is because I believe our true fulfillment, our true dreams, our true desires that we are here to experience are in our heart. So we must unclog our mind so that we can unclog our heart, so that we can follow our heart. I think the more that you think, the more that you have the ability to feel something. So say, for example, someone comes into the gas station that I work at, refers to me in a rude manner, I feel offended because that person talked to me rudely. But if I have no self, that whole interaction just goes through me, and I'm still focused on what it is I feel like I have to do. For me personally, I believe it is my dream, it is ingrained in my heart to make music to explain the things that I am learning, to spread the message of love and how to keep peace within one's heart, because I think that what the world really needs right now is the message of internal peace. And that was taught through Jesus Christ, the Son of God, who you could take the Christian religion out of it and you could just say a piece of the universe came into itself, God, and explained how to live inside of it in a way. Or you could say, if you believe that God is, again, a consciousness that is more intelligent than our consciousness, so the original consciousness which gives birth to our ability to have a consciousness, who is not bound by time, space. So I think this is something I really wanted to talk about and get into this video, is that God exists outside of time and space. So think of it like, how would you best describe this? So everything that the universe is encompasses it, time and space. It exists out of it. So it would be kind of like time and space and everything is this journal, and this is kind of really lame. And then I am a consciousness that exists outside of this journal. So I can edit anything in this journal whenever I want. I can change whatever I want inside the journal because I exist outside of the journal, and my existence has no bearing on the existence of the journal. The journal doesn't need to exist for me to exist. I exist outside of it. So God, the intelligent life form that is God, or whatever you want to call him, her, or whatever, exists outside of the binder, earth, time, space. Time, space, all this stuff that exists, that we can experience, that we're bound to, it exists beyond that. So we can't, everything that happens in here, it has full control over. Now, something I do want to talk about in later videos is that there's possibly two forces, God and then something else that, again, they call the devil or whatever, negativity, bad energy exists, is also another consciousness. Greed, pride, all those emotions that really, if you look at it, greed and pride don't go well. Well, dang. These, I guess, are things that have been on my mind. So greed and pride and all those things, all those emotions, they don't interact well with the human mind and heart. Anger doesn't interact well with the human body. If we look at science, we find that stress and anger and anxiety decrease your lifespan and have negative effects on the body, as if to say that we weren't exposed to experience those things. We weren't supposed to have those emotions. So hypothetically, theoretically, Eve eats apple. Somehow another consciousness a little bit below the main consciousness created by this consciousness messes with that consciousness, adds some sort of new code. I feel like Adam and Eve, what we were intended to be, were just experiencers. God created us to experience the universe that we existed in. I think we were really just supposed to take care of the planet and experience love. And then something else inside of that system, this is how it's described right now, gets jealous and wants man to serve him, or it, and ends up hijacking the system, adds the extra layer of comprehension of self, adds self to man. So I have a self, I can be selfish. If I have a self, I have desires. If I have a self, I have a feeling of worth that is relative to other people. I think that's one of the biggest problems nowadays is people's pride. I feel like I have to be better than the person next to me, or there's things in reality that will differentiate our worth of each other. If that guy is buff and I am not, then he is better. If that person has slept with more people, then I must feel bad. If I don't look like this, then I must feel bad. If I don't wear makeup, I must feel bad. If I am injured in any way permanently, I must feel bad. There's so many things of self-consciousness. Oh, are they talking about me? Are they thinking about me? That are really negative. So if we can remove that entire coding, and it is possible because it was, based on the Bible, it was added in to our system of our mind, the coding of our mind and how it works. So if it was added in, it can be removed so we can go back to that original function of just conscious experience. Imagine just experiencing life with love in your heart at all times and giving love wherever you go. Now, why would you want to do this? Because as we can see, clear as day, there is a sort of system that you could describe as karma. So I've summed it up to frequencies. So whatever it's a way to describe it through human words, I guess, is frequencies. So if I'm angry and I'm putting out anger, that anger will go on other people and affect them and affect my reality. So if I come home and I'm mad because some guy said something to me at work, he insulted myself, and I came home and I'm mad, I have anger in my heart because I have angry thoughts in my head, and I'm angry and I put out anger around me, that is affecting my reality. That is going to affect the people at home. That is going to affect maybe our road rage. So that is controlling my reality. That emotion that is being generated in here and then being put in here and I'm feeling it is going to go out in my reality, therefore changing reality. But however, that guy comes in, says something mean to me, I blow it off, I have no self, he cannot insult me, you can't insult me because I don't exist, I'm just here consciously experiencing and enjoying life. That goes through me, I keep love in my heart, I go home, and instead of being mad at the people at home, I'm loving, maybe I smile at a stranger and it creates a new opportunity for me that I didn't have before. Maybe because I'm feeling loving and I'm peaceful, I have that frequency, I end up doing something fun, or if I was angry that I didn't do, and life is more enjoyable. So I am on a love frequency, I am on a love path, and therefore when you're loving, you create more opportunity for yourself, versus when you're angry and you're mad at people, you're shutting doors. So we want to keep love in our heart as much as possible so that we can get the most out of life. In this world, there is death. In 10,000 years, no one will know who I am. In 1,000 years, no one will know who I am. Probably in 5 years, no one will know who I am, and that's fine, and I'm okay with that. But same thing for you, whether you like it or not. It doesn't matter what you do today. I mean, don't hurt people, but if you do, apologize, or we try not to do that in life. But the whole point of this is, if you can keep love in your heart and put that in your life, then you can get the most out of life. Because there's principles, and this is what I didn't say earlier but wanted to say and forgot because I got swindled by myself, is that there are principles to how the universe works. And that's explained in the book it's all the way over there, let me go get it. So we have this book, which is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, which I highly recommend because he explains in the beginning of the book that there are principles that are undeniably true. Just how when I drop this book, which I'm not, it falls to the ground because of gravity. Gravity is a principle. You cannot defy gravity. Gravity is a part of reality, part of design. So there are designs that are a part of human nature, human interaction. And those are perfectly explained in this book, so I highly recommend that you read it. You really won't regret it. You have nothing to lose. And so there are undeniable things about reality. So when I said remove self through the study of this book and then stick to the principles, we're simplifying our thoughts, removing the unnecessary things, the day-to-day stuff of I need to be this, that, whatever. I have to measure my worth, all this stuff. You remove those thoughts, react like that person looked at me weird, so I have to feel some type of way of it. We remove all that stuff. All that stuff deleted, gone. But that takes a long time to practice. I am still practicing every day to not feel, I'm not trying to react off of things that are happening that are unnecessary, because everything that goes through my head I will feel for the most part. And so we need to be careful what we're thinking because we want to have the best day possible. We want to have the best life. So we want to simplify what's going through here and what's hitting this. So through the removal of self, we remove a lot of the unnecessary things that will hit our heart. And then this is amazing because this is only 7 principles. I believe there is way more principles. And if we can remove self, we remove the unnecessary stuff, but we add the things that we know are true, we can have a very simplified mindset. When for example, if I'm interacting with a person, this book explains if you want to be understood, you must first understand. So I have to put myself second to understand you. I need to hear you talk. And then when I feel like I understand you, then I can then have the right, or I'm not explaining this totally correctly, to be understood myself. And explains a lot of things of how to be an effective person, like at work and things like that, through principles, through undeniable truths, like active listening. A lot of people don't do this now. When someone is talking to you, are you thinking of what you're gonna say before they're done talking? Or is your mind empty and you're taking in everything that they're saying? Active listening is so important because you can listen to somebody talk and wait till they get to the end. And once you have all that data instead of the little bit, you can think of something useful to say. Also, when you're listening to somebody and not speaking back and talking over them, they'll appreciate that. They'll see this person is listening. This person is somebody I can communicate with. Those are undeniable principles. So just as gravity exists, there are human nature principles that also exist. And there are 7 of them in this book, and I highly recommend them. But that is why I want to get to the Bible, is because this book is full of principles. Human, undeniable principles of wisdom. That if you remove self, all this unnecessary crap that society tries to put into your head of how you need to be, whatever, how much money you gotta have, what kind of car you gotta drive, all that stuff. You remove all that stuff and you simply take what is undeniably true, put it in your head, boom, simplified thoughts, way easier to move throughout reality. The anxiety, the fear, boom, goes away. It's amazing. And that is my current theory that I am working on myself. And obviously, you can't teach without showing it. So I have my plans in motion, things that I'm working on. But honestly, the whole point of this is so that you and I to learn, because this is helping me learn through just verbalizing it here, is so we can go through life in a better way. So that society can finally realize that love is the answer because love is the highest form of thinking. I've explained this in other videos, but I'll summarize this then because I want to just do this video as remove self and stick to the principles. So this book, the Tao Te Ching, is a beautiful book on the removal of self. And then these books, the 7 Habits and the Bible, are great things of principles that you can learn. And ultimately, again, this is for you to be able to cut down on your anxiety, fear, and worries. And so you can better interact with your heart. What is in your heart? What is your passion? There's so many people that I meet that don't have any passions. They go to work, they play video games, and they go to sleep. And that's it. That's their life. That's their experience. I don't judge. I don't hate. I don't look down upon. It's just, if I could possibly offer somebody more, offer them an excitement or a passion or a love that they could generate by themselves in their heart, I want to do that. And so that's what I'm doing here. So one last time, and we're going to cut it off because I could talk forever, is the removal of self and stick to the principles. Thank you for watching.